So I've mixed concrete 4 or 5 ways in my life. I like to order it in trucks. I've mixed it in electric mixers. I've mixed it in gas-operated mixers. I've mixed it in mud pans, and I've probably mixed most of it outside of a concrete truck in wheelbarrows and in post holes. But this, my friends, is a method for mixing concrete that I've never seen or thought of or heard of before. That's because Steele had the concept, went through the incredible process of making a prototype and getting something made and patented as another way to mix small amounts of concrete on job, on site, when you don't have electricity and you don't have a gas mixer. Now that's pretty cool. I've never tried it, but I can tell you right now, it's a novel concept. We have here the, how would you describe this? A double popsicle design, but it's just a little rotating drum. It rotates, you know, however many degrees you want to rotate it. It's got a couple little ridges down on the bottom to agitate the mix, much like happens in a batch truck or a mixer, right? It's just agitating over fins. Well, this is agitating over a couple of bumps, which also serve as the indicators for how much water you put in before you add the saccrete. So we're going to do that. We're going to put in that amount of water. We're going to add a bag of saccrete, a 60-pound bag, by the way, is what this is designed for, not a 90-pound. And in about, I would say, 10 minutes, I'm going to know a lot more about how well Mr. Steele's design works. So now that it's mixed up, this thing is designed to accept a square point shovel. So that is the way I'm going to move it from into the little mixer, into the form, and then we'll do it a few more times and get this thing ready to finish. That actually works pretty darn good. Have you noticed the little latch that locks this beauty over on its side for shoveling out the mud? Well, there's only one of them. And as it turns out, if there was one on each side of this machine, it would be pretty handy right now. Now, to be fair, I imagine that the times that this would make any difference at all are pretty darn scarce. So I've mixed 3 bags in this thing, and it's not very often that you can do something 3 times and think you're an expert, but I kind of feel like I know how this works now because it's simple. And you know, 9 times out of 10, if something is simple, it's smart. And I've got to say, this is smart. And I'm very frustrated that I didn't think of it. You know, the first couple, I didn't quite get the water level right, but I know what the water level is now. It's that, just a little past those ridges on the bottom. Now there's a little concrete left over in there that's kind of skewing that a little bit, but that's real close to the right amount. It's clean, you don't get as much mud on you. I'm close to the work, so it works good, but the obvious objection is, hey, a wheelbarrow is not broken, man. A wheelbarrow is a great way to mix concrete, and it is. I've mixed, I don't know, I'll say hundreds, maybe it's more than that, of bags of Sakrete in wheelbarrows, and they work good. And you always get a little mud splashed up on you, and it's hard to get the amount of water right off the bat. You can mix 3 bags at a time, and that's a real plus, but you got to have some arm strength to do it. Occasionally the wheelbarrow tips over. I mean, all those things are part of what it means to use a wheelbarrow to mix mud. But for small quantities, I think this is going to become the go-to. There are a couple of reasons I think that sort of set this apart. Number one, it's easy to get the water to cement ratio right. Now, it's easy to get it wrong in a wheelbarrow. It's easy to clean up. It's a little tricky to clean up a wheelbarrow. But like right now, I've got the mixer and I've got the wheelbarrow for moving the Sakrete. After you've mixed mud in a wheelbarrow, it's dirty and it's hard to get the, you know, use it to transport your stuff. So I guess it's where 2 tools is better than 1 sometimes for some jobs. But the real home run that just occurs to me right now as I'm talking to you is I can do this with a small grandchild. I think I've got 6-year-old grandchildren that could mix a bag of Sakrete working together on a project. I'm thinking of a tree house right now that's coming up, and there's not a 6-year-old in my circle of acquaintance that can mix Sakrete in a wheelbarrow. So there's a lot of good reasons besides the fact that Mr. Steele has this manufactured in the United States. Did I mention that? This is manufactured right here in the United States of America. He's proud of that, and I'm proud of that. His granddad came up with the original design decades ago. The grandkid came along and said, wait a minute, Granddad had a good idea and I'm going to bring it to market. So for all those reasons and some more that I'm probably going to discover in the next 2 or 3 bags, I got to say, this little beauty's a win. I'm going to use it here today. I'm going to finish this little pad underneath this backflow device. I'm going to clean this up and put it in the shop, and we're going to get it out from time to time when you just need to mix a little concrete. So remember when I said that I had this figured out? Turned out I didn't. Out of habit or nervousness or whatever, I just got a little too much water in there. And I'm going to get more confident, and the camera destroys confidence, but that's fine. The takeaway is you'll learn how to do this. You'll learn how to measure the amount of water that's in there according to the bumps, the agitators on the bottom of the drum. In this case, it doesn't matter. I'll let this take up and we'll get it nice. But the mess is contained. The mix is easy, the wheelbarrow is still available, the cleanup will be quick, and in general, Steve, I appreciate the tool that you sent us, I plan on using it, and I recommend that anyone who thinks they could use something like this in however it is that you handle concrete, take a look at the Steele Mixer. Thanks for watching Essential Craftsman, and keep up the good work.